B2EDi presents your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is B2EDi First Down Friday Night, sponsored by Whataburger, your community health mart pharmacy, and Regenesis. Now your hosts Mo Carter, Nick Kuzma, and Simon Williams.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is week 2, but it's the third week of action. And because it's the third week of action, we have 1, 2, 3 sports members here in the Fox 54 studio. So welcome.
Sports Zone.
That's it, man.
Sports Zone.
Welcome to another edition of First Down Friday Night, was brought to you by
Whataburger and B2EDi.
There you go, there you go. Mo Carter, Nick Kuzma, Simon Williams. And guys, how y'all feeling tonight with region play starting up?
You can tell there's an added intensity to some of these games. So we had rivalries last week that were some non-region games, but they're fun for those specific communities.
Yes.
This week, we upped the stakes by adding region play to it all. It was really fun to be at a few of them.
These games count for playoffs now, gentlemen, so it's getting realer and realer.
Okay, I love those words you just
realer and realer. That's what we're doing.
Out of the blue.
Correct.
All right, so let's start off in Harvest tonight, where a community of senators, they came together this week, and I'm just going to jump into these highlights right now. It's Austin and it's Sparkman. First quarter, Gavin Fuqua taking the handoff, bouncing outside. He will rumble all the way down to the 3-yard line. Now, Sparkman's defense, they would hold the Black Bears out of the end zone for 3 straight plays. Then on 4th down, Gavin Fuqua takes his own snap, and he is stuffed at the 2-yard line. The fumble will come after he is knocked down. So the Sparkman Senators, they would stuff them back-to-back tries. So check this out now. Sparkman with an opportunity. Josh Ward rolling out and finding Brody Slate in the end zone. He will get his 2 feet down. Touchdown, Senators. Sparkman up 7-0. Next Sparkman possession. Jaden Thomas takes the rock, and the man they call Drip sprints all the way down the field inside the 10-yard line. That would set up this quarterback, Josh Ward. He will throw the fade route into the end zone, and Brody Slate is there for his second touchdown of the night. 14-0 was your score going into the locker room at the half. Let's check out your score right now. It is 21-18 in the final moments of this game. We will give you a score update on this later in the contest. Next week, Austin takes on Florence, while Sparkman will travel down to Albertville. All right, let's stay in Madison County. Good crowd on hand tonight for the ETV game of the week between Grissom and Huntsville. Panthers up 3-0. Jackson McClung rolls to the right, and he will find a wide open Chase Cartron for a touchdown. Panthers now on top, 10-0. Second quarter now, it'll be the Panthers with great field position following a Grissom turnover. And there we see Coach Mark Fleetwood, not for the first time though, as McClung rolling out, and he will find Aston Caldwell, and number 21 gets it into the end zone for a score, 17-0. Now, how about that Huntsville defense? Jordan Wimberly disrupting the handoff. Then the ball is fumbled. It's bounced around. Eventually, Darren Jones hops on top of it inside the 10-yard line. Now, Nick, that's going to lead to this.
Another Mark Fleetwood cutaway shot.
Absolutely.
But also this.
Right. Marlon Jones bouncing it outside to the right, and he's into the end zone going untouched. Huntsville on top, 24-0 at the break at Milton Frank Stadium. Let's check out your final score from that stadium. Your final score, they add one more touchdown. Huntsville wins 31-0, and they shut out their crosstown foes. Now, next week, Huntsville will travel over to James Clements, while Bob Jones will take on Grissom. And I think that game is at Joe Davis Stadium next week.
Awesome. All right, from one rivalry to another, Decatur and Athens have played over 90 times and have played every single season dating back to 1937. There is Golden Eagle Stadium. Great atmosphere out there in Limestone County tonight. Decatur hoping to win its 3rd straight matchup versus Athens. The Golden Eagles up 8 after a touchdown. Braden Duper finds some room. He's on the outside cooking, and he will be brought down deep in Athens territory. But soon after, the ball is fumbled. Looks like Decatur might have it, but it squirts out. Gavin Rodriguez recovers it. Athens has it. It's going the other way. And on the ensuing drive, they hand it to Silas Jones. He will go in for the touchdown. Decatur did score soon after that, but it was 15-7 at the end of the first quarter. Let's take a look at this final score as Athens wins it 44-10. Next week, Decatur will be hosting Coleman, while Muscle Shoals will be hosting the Athens Golden Eagles. Down Highway 31 to Hartselle we go. Coleman and Hartselle hooking up for the 102nd time in their histories. We're scoreless in the second quarter. Hartzell goes into the bag of tricks as Landon Blackwood throws the swing pass to Lincoln Bryant and launches it down the field to Noah Lee. 56-yard scoring play. Hartzell up 7-0. Later in the quarter, Tigers now relying on the rushing attack to give it to Rye Fletcher. He bounces it outside, jukes defenders inside the 10, finds Pater, 31-yard touchdown. It's now 14-0 Tigers, and Coleman frankly couldn't do anything on offense in this one, so back comes Hartzell. Blackwood throws the corner out to Lincoln Bryant. He hauls it in. Touchdown Tigers. It was 21-0 at the break, and Hartzell goes on to win by the final score of 42-0. Next week, Hartzell is going to Columbia, while Coleman is going to the River City in Decatur.
Now, of course, the Fox 54 sports team's on social media. Follow Mo at Mo Carter Fox 54. Follow Nick at Nick P. Kuzma. And follow me, Simon Williams, at Simon H. as in Henry, F as in Francis Williams. Send us a tweet. We may read it on air.
Absolutely. I don't know when the last time you actually read that teaser, but glad to have you on board to do it. Coming up next, we will take you up Memorial Parkway for a big region matchup between Lee and Hazel Green. Stay tuned for that, everyone.
Hey, Big Waltz here. Being the best to ever do it does not mean you have to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Being the best to ever do it, it's all about you. B2EDi is not just another clothing brand. It's a statement that says you know the best is within you and you are committed to being the best every day. Be the best to ever do it begins with you. A portion of every B2EDi apparel purchase will go to support the nonprofit Best to Ever Do It, Huddle for Help. Go to B2EDi.com and be the difference maker today. If you're gonna be the best, make sure you wear it across your chest.
Are you tired of living with joint pain? Introducing Regenesis Stem Cell Center, where the future of healing begins. At Regenesis, we harness the power of your body's own regenerative potential. Our groundbreaking therapies use patients' own stem cells and platelet-rich plasma. Our patients report that their joints feel like they did 20 to 30 years ago. Don't let joint pain hold you back any longer. Regenesis. Healing begins here.
At your community Health Mart pharmacy, your family's health is at the very heart of what we do. With friendly support, convenient services, and trusted, knowledgeable staff, it's about being there for our community when you need us the most. To find your community Health Mart pharmacy, visit healthmart.com/Huntsville. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
If you're looking for the big one, it's the big one. Here's the big one right now.
Right now, during the Big One sales event at Greenway Hyundai of Decatur, get up to $4,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. New 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe calligraphies are now up to $6,000 off MSRP. Take home new 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe SE for only $269 per month. And if you bring home $400 weekly, we want to approve your credit. Only at Greenway Hyundai of Decatur.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Von Braun Center.
Welcome back, everyone, to First Down Friday Night, brought to you by B2EDi. And let's give you a score final update. Sparkman goes on to win by final of 21-18 over Austin. As we mentioned, Austin will play host to Florence next week, while Sparkman will travel over to Albertville. Nick?
All right. Well, we were already in Limestone County once this evening for Decatur Athens. Let's go back out there for a 5A Region 8 clash between East Limestone and Fairview. The Indians were aiming for win number 1. The Aggies win number 3. Midway through the second quarter, Fairview up the score 21-14. Aggies Going to pass it to the left. Swarm of East Limestone players get there. Lincoln Wilder was the first to lay the hit. That's going to bring up 4th down. Maybe good field position. Not so much as Jamison Goebel, a heck of a punt. It will be downed at the 5-yard line, and East Limestone can't do anything with that drive. Bring out the bands if it's halftime, still 21-14 Fairview. But East Limestone gets a jolt of life right as the second half begins, as we have another special teams highlight, gentlemen. That's a live ball, and Mark Guerrero recovers it. The Indians are now in business with the ball, but shortly after, the Aggies defense makes a play, loft to the end zone, and Cade Yeager comes down with the interception. So that hurts if you're East Limestone for sure, but then this really hurts. The very next play, a house call. 80 yards for Jake Harper. That made it 28-14. Now let's take a look at your final score as East Limestone does fall on this one. Fairview wins it 56-21. Next week, it'll be Fairview hosting Good Hope, and East Limestone will go to Brewer.
All right, over at Discovery Middle School, St. John Paul II, they hosted the Randolph Raiders in a matchup of 2 of Huntsville area's private schools. And we're going to look at the first play of the game. Randolph had to call a timeout because they couldn't get a playoff. But how about this for play number 2 from scrimmage? Dropping back, firing one to the left side. The receiver, Noah Gaunt, makes the catch. He sprints down the left sideline. He's finally chased down by Jackson Holland. Gaunt's brought down at the 1-yard line. What a play in the air to get things going offensively. Now, 2 plays later, here's Mitchell. He takes the snap, he takes it himself, rolls left side, and he just skips on into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. He's in for the score. Extra point gives the Raiders a 7-0 lead early in this ball game. 7:13 to go now in the first quarter. St. John Paul has it for the first time of their own. 4th and short for Luke Sonji. He takes the low snap, rolls to his left. He looks up, fires one straight away. It's caught. And will be brought down into the red zone. How about that for converting on 4th and short? They got a first down in the red zone. 6-yard line, here we go. Next play, rolls again to his left. He's got a man deep. Who is it? Who else but Prendergrass, the guy who got the first down. This time, he gets the score. This touchdown makes it 7-6. Raiders still have the lead at that point, but a missed extra point would secure that 1-point advantage, 7-6 at that point. Let's take a look at your final score. It was all Randolph from this point out, 46-12, our final in that one. Next week, Randolph's at North Jackson, and St. John Paul II is at Westminster Christian.
Memorial Park, where we go now. Hazel Green play host to the Lee Generals. Opening kickoff, Franklin Anderson Jr. hauling it in. And guess what, guys? The deuce is loose. Going up the sidelines, and Hazel Green will start off in Lee Generals territory. So eventually that would lead to this. Brady Crawford, the quarterback, hooking up with Christian Tipton, and he is into the end zone for a Trojan touchdown. Hazel Green up 7-0.
And we'll go to
on the offensive now. Here comes Brandon Johnson taking the flip pass right here. He'll follow a few blocks, and he'll pick up a first down for the Generals. Coming up next, it's LaShawn Van throwing the swing pass over to Johnson. He gets it in the flats, and he just outruns everyone, and he takes it to the house for a score. Extra point was no good, though. Hazel Green still on top, 7-6. Let's check out your score from up the Parkway this evening. Lee goes on to knock off Hazel Green, 46-21. Next week, it's the North Side Showdown between Lee and Mae Jemison, and then you got the Cotton Classic as Hazel Green travels over to Buckhorn. All right, also in that region, Mae Jemison on the road last night, taking on Fort Payne. Wildcats up 3-0 with the ball near midfield. Fort Payne's Dax Vornador dumps it off to Caden Dubose on the screen pass. He's got some blockers in front of him, and he is gone. 46 yards to the house as he cuts it back and walks into the end zone. He puts Fort Payne up on top, 10-0. Now, Mae Jemison finally getting on the board in the Wildcat. Well, actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself, everyone. The Bulls will score another touchdown, so that's now 17-0. Then Mae Jemison finally gets on the board in the Wildcat. It'll be Darren Taylor taking the direct snap, finding a crease, and he takes it to the house. Look at the speed, guys. Nobody's going to catch him from Fort Payne, and the Jaguars on the board, 17-6. They trail. Let's go to the second quarter now. Yeah, all that happened in the first quarter. Y'all didn't know. Wildcats knocking on the door. Vonador throws it. The wide receiver screen to Nolan Fowler, and he's in the end zone. Score right there, and I know exactly what happened, everyone. Let's just say this. Fort Payne had one wild night, everyone. Let's check out your final score from Thursday evening as Fort Payne rose past May Jemison. Your final score 61-13. Next week, as we mentioned, May Jemison will take on Lee, while Fort Payne will travel over to Gaston City.
All right, coming up after the break, it's our First Down Friday night game of the week. I've got your highlights from the Madison Bowl between Bob Jones and James Clemens. That's next on Fox 54.
Knock, knock.
I love our new Y1 mat, Mommy. Can we keep it forever?
Yes, but we don't have to. There's no contract, and we can return it within 30 days and get our money back.
No, don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Good Internet.
Get Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month, or sign up for our fastest speed to get $300 on us.
Wow.
Coach, how's this year's lineup looking? It's looking great. We got a lot of MVVs, and they are looking outstanding. Next.
Yes, what about trades?
Ma'am, you know University Kia always gives up to $5,000 of a KBB trade-in value. Get up to $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Drive home a new 2023 Kia Forte for only $199 per month, or get 2.9% financing on 2023 Kia Souls. Only at University Kia.
Call me, Alabama.
We all know clothing styles change. However you dress now, that's better. Calhoun Community College has more than 100 career paths to choose from, so you can transform your wardrobe to a pair of scrubs. Take a deep breath.
Safety glasses and a uniform.
Or a button down with a laptop bag. Let Calhoun prepare you for your future. One piece of clothing that never goes out of style. A cap and gown. Start today at calhoun.edu.
Are you tired of living with joint pain? Introducing Regenesis Stem Cell Center, where the future of healing begins. At Regenesis, we harness the power of your body's own regenerative potential. Our groundbreaking therapies use patients' own stem cells and platelet-rich plasma. Our patients report that their joints feel like they did 20 to 30 years ago. Don't let joint pain hold you back any longer. Regenesis. Healing begins here.
Welcome back, everyone. We have multiple ways that you can check out First Down Friday Night, which is brought to you by B2EDi. Fridays at 10 p.m. live right here on Fox 54 like you're doing as we speak. Also Fridays at 10 p.m. on fox54.com and throughout the weekend on Fox 54 Plus. Saturday at midnight on the Fox 54 YouTube page, and for you early risers, Monday mornings at 6:30 a.m. on Fox 54, of course. That's a replay of this wonderful show that's happening right now. All right, we are back on the grand stage of this wonderful show, and it's now time to talk about the First Down Friday Night varsity game of the week. But before we do that, I got to look at it like this. You talked about regions, you talked about rivalries, and we got both of them tonight with that game.
With our game of the week?
Yes.
Oh, we absolutely do. When you're talking about two schools that are so close to each other, like the following schools we're about to talk about, I'm not going to take Simon's thunder and talk about and discuss who we're talking about, but we're talking about two schools from the same town who want nothing more than to kick each other's behinds. That's cinema. And Simon Williams, tell us about it.
No, guys, this was real hoop. I mean, it was the 12th edition of the Madison Bowl, and it was our varsity game of the week. Add that to the stipulation of a region opener plus a rivalry. Holding a 7-4 advantage in the all-time series, the Patriots, they made it a readout tonight and look to make it 2 wins in a row in this all-time series against the Jets. Now, rivalry games, we said, they're always special, but that added stipulation of region play just makes it that much more meaningful. Bob Jones will have it with under 20 seconds to go in the half, down 13-6. Sheldon Graham. He's under center. He drops back. He looks left. He fires downfield. It's intercepted right into the hands of the defensive back, Jackson Kreider. He comes up with it and comes up with a big play for the Jets and regains possession for the team in white and baby blue. All right, just a few seconds left on the clock now. Ty Marsh looks towards the end zone. It's caught. That's Tracy Ty Dowdy. He walks backwards into the end zone for the score on the very next play for the Jets. They strike again. Now they'd go for two, trying to take an extra advantage into the half, but the Patriot D would stop Dowdy short. Here he is trying to make something out of a screenplay. He's pushed out of bounds before he can get to the end zone. We'd go into the half with a 19-6 James Clemens lead. All right, James Clemens, they start the second half with the score to go up 26-6. Bob Jones, they need to respond. And how about this? The very next play from scrimmage for the Pats, direct snap to Tyron Washington. He has a wall of blocks up front, and he sprints down the far sideline. He's off and running for over 40-yard gain, puts his teams right in the red zone. That was one of the longest plays from scrimmage all game. Next play, it's Graham taking the snap. He turns, hands it off to Caleb Sanders this time. He's got room on the far sideline, and he is gone. Out of here, gone. The Bob Jones offensive line was working a few different drags and pull plays during the warm-ups, and it really proved to be helpful on this drive, especially those two big rushes plus the extra point makes it a 26-13 game. James Clemens still up, 9:36 to go in the third quarter, but let's take a look at your final score. With the win, James Clemens improves to 2-1 on the year, while Bob Jones, they drop to 0-3. Next week, region play continues for both of these teams against Huntsville City Schools. Clemens is at Huntsville, while Bob Jones is at Grissom.
All right, we're going to stay in that region out in Albertville where the Florence Falcons taking on the Albertville Aggies. Of course, tonight began on a somber note as Julia Staten was one of the former player, the player for Albertville who passed away this past week. And of course, they're doing everything in the world they can to honor this young man's life and legacy. You got to love that right there. First play of the game was dedicated to Staten as his jersey was placed on the 10-yard line. Second quarter, Falcons up 7-0. Leo Glover with the keeper puts it in the Falcons within striking distance. Next, on a 3rd and goal, it'll be Glover with a quick handoff to Damarian Vaughn, and he takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. Falcons up 14-0, and it just was not the Aggies' night. It'll be a bad situation on special teams. Actually, no, we're not going to jump on special teams here as the Falcons get into the end zone there for a score. So I'm taking that's now 14-0. And like I said, here we go. Falcons now with the ball once again. Xavier Garner gets it up the gut.
Looks like a stop.
Yep, definitely did. Let's check out your final score from Albertville tonight as Florence goes on to win by a final of 28-6. Next week, Florence will be at Austin while Sparkman will travel over to Albertville. All right, we're going to take our final break and we'll wrap up First Down Friday night, brought to you by B2EDi in just a few minutes. everyone, thanks to the Elkmont Sports Network. We head to Elkmont for the game against Phil Campbell. Red Devils shooting for a 3-0 start for the first time in many years. Up by 18, Phil Campbell in the red zone. The quarterback under pressure, and he throws a pick, and the Red Devils will take over. So here the Red Devils go. They just got to run out the clock now. Up 18, trying to put the nail in the coffin, and they do it right here. Noah Holt taking the reception, and you can see him later. 86 yards to the house for a touchdown. Their sports broadcast team was so excited about this one play right here. I mean, God, they were just out in the fold. Check out those graphics right there. And let's take you.
Hoppity. Get off my property.
That's what he was saying.
That's what they said when they got that interception.
They said it several times.
Absolutely. Let's check out your final score from out in Elkmont tonight. And the Red Devils are now 3-0 on the season. Congratulations, Coach Bunio and company. They beat Elkmont beats Phil Campbell 44-22. Next week, Phil Campbell's got Colbert County at home, while Elkmont will travel over to Lauderdale County.
First 3-0 start since 2010 for the Red Devils.
Wow.
How about that?
So that means that the seniors were in pre-K when that last happened.
Wow.
Basically. Wow.
All right, last week, Madison Academy running back Ken Cherry racked up 231 rushing yards and scored 4 total touchdowns in the Mustangs' 49-20 win over Randolph. The win also helped the Mustangs avenge a loss to the Raiders from last year. For his efforts, Cherry has been bestowed the honors of the First Down Friday Night MVP of the Week, which is brought to you by what, Mo?
Whataburger.
Exactly right. The senior running back thought it would be a great night thanks to an early start.
Come prepared. You know, we saw what we did last year. We made a lot of mental mistakes, and this time we fixed it and got it correct.
He brings energy, and he just brings execution. He's worked really, really hard on a lot of game, you know, a lot of little things in the game, and in terms of finishing runs and with power, and worked hard on his speed. So we're just excited for him and excited about, you know, the year to come.
All right, did you see a great performance this week? If so, nominations now open for First Down Friday MVP of the Week. It's very simple how you can select or nominate someone. You send us an email at news@fox54.com. We need something simple, guys. We need player's name, the school, and most importantly, the stats. We know these gentlemen are a pillar in their community, but we want to make sure that they balled out on the field on Friday. We're on yesterday, too. It's possible, too. Winner will be announced on Wednesday.
Absolutely, and you took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't see you had all that in the prompter there.
Yeah, man, it's a simple process, but as you mentioned, name, school, and stats for sure.
Absolutely.
Hook us up with a position, too, if you want to. And, of course, it's sponsored by
Whataburger, Genesis, Health Mart, B2EDi, Best Ever Do It. Everybody.
You're looking at the Best Ever Do It. It's the best high school football show in the market, hands down.
Absolutely, and the only one that starts at 10 p.m. on the dot and rolls 30 entire minutes. So, guys, first time us doing this together as a trio in the same studio. I think it went all right.
Man, we're so back. We're so back.
Yeah, we should do it again.
Absolutely. Hey, here's a quick reminder. There's no 9 p.m. newscast on tomorrow, so the next time you'll see Fox 54 News, it'll be Sunday at 9 p.m., followed by another great 30-minute show, and that is Fox 54's
Sports Extra.
Sports Extra. We're going to talk about Bama, Texas in that game. That show.
Definitely. All right, for Simon Williams and Nick Kuzma,
B2EDi
have a great night.
Down Friday Night is sponsored by Whataburger, your community health mart pharmacy, and Regenesis.
Swim Spa Blowout Expo.